So let's talk about three terms that we use when we are describing people: race, ethnicity, and culture using jelly beans. So race is a term that we use to categorize people based on their physical appearance. So as I attempt here to separate the jelly beans by their colors, we also separate people according to color. So we have whites, and then we have browns, yellows, reds, and black. And so we do that because it's just what we can see. What do we see? How can we start to get to know these people? And so we just categorize them by their outer appearance, their physical appearance. So as I try to do this faster, so the second term is ethnicity, and the definition of that is about their ancestors, the ancestors of people where they're born in the same region and they can share a language and a culture. So with ethnicity, let's take a group. Let's take red. So even though we see a pile of red jelly beans, there are different flavors. So think of flavors as a different type or as ethnicity. So even though they may be red, you might have one that's cinnamon, or one that's strawberry, or one that's cherry, or one that's passion fruit. I don't know, but those are all the flavors. That's the ethnicity, because even within a race of people, you will have different ethnicities in them. So for myself, I am Asian or yellow, and then but you have Koreans and Japanese and Filipinos and Chinese. So there's many different ethnicities. So the different flavors can represent the different ethnicities. And then culture is the third term, and that definition is when you have a system of shared beliefs or behaviors, or what's accepted, what are the norms and expectations. So if you are say your race is Asian, so for me, I'm Asian, my ethnicity is Chinese, and I've been raised in America, so I am an American, so my culture is American. It would be very different if I was raised in China or if I was raised in London. So the culture is where you're from. So the jelly beans, it's who made it. So they're from the Jelly Belly company. And so just as the Jelly Belly company, they have their own recipe for how they make jelly beans and how much sugar they put in, maybe some other ingredients, and flavorings and whatnot. So the bag the manufacturer is representing the culture of the jelly beans. And so depending on where you were raised, that will definitely define your culture. So I hope that this helped you to understand a little bit better the differences between race, ethnicity, and culture.